Hi, I'm Alan Chan, and I'm the owner of MI Games, and I'm trying to show a YouTube video on which language you should use. And this is my code list on what language should you be using. HTML is to draw websites, CSS to better draw websites, like a better, like more drawing more detail. JavaScript is to draw visual effects. jQuery is mostly user interface functions. Uh, HTML. So far down here, this is the textbook that I'm trying to show you. Um, the HTML and CSS3 all in one for dummies. Really badly. Books in one. This is the website builder. The the HTML file is the one that builds the website. Uh, Pages, interface only. Yeah. Uh, Java and CSS is this one. CSS is trying to draw more detail of the uh, website interfaces. Like for example, the H1 you put in this font and this font H1 goes down here, while the H1 three times bigger, which means 300% bigger, means this H1, the head one is 300 times, no, three times bigger. And H2 is this spray font, which is H2 is down here is um, only spray font. And that's the details on how does the HTML ser- um, HTML and more a bit more detailed interface works. JavaScript. JavaScript is mostly for physics and well, this is a textbook. That is a good textbook. Was showing what JavaScript mainly for is for 2D animations. It's like more like old school of web browser games, like those old school games that like for 2D games that they use JavaScript for games on HTML and animation and simulations on HTML5. See, it's mostly website programming that with visual effects. And this is just one simple sample. What what the JavaScript will looks like. Code that is smooth. It's a draw a very simple, more like HTML level, but it's just JavaScript that is hard to make with mostly very advanced math simulations and stuff like those that causes to make visual effects. Like this one, this is the JavaScript. This is just drawing a square inside the rectangle with the bright red color inside 2D get 2D context and like inside my canvas. And I import this text JavaScript down here, script down here, draw functions from this draw function, and import JavaScript name from this to down, like this thing, not this thing down here, and text file and stuff like those. when I click play, shit works. Like for drawing HTML, don't use this one, preview host. Like in the testing web browser yet, because I'm not finished making it and I'm not that good at it yet. Yeah, let's drawing HTML website, and this thing will pop out. This test on the main HTML. Uh, no, this test from this one. Don't test on JavaScript. This is the main class. This is what JavaScript is supposed to be more advanced with visual effect that is supposed to be using it for, not for basic HTML stuff. But JavaScript is more for visual effect in 2D. Uh, and then jQuery is mostly user functions. Uh, like when I hover, user interface functions, like when I hover over the something else, like a word, it will outline it automatically by itself without clicking it yet. Like that's what I mean, like hover over. This is so for JavaScript, but I so far read it, it seems like mostly about user interfaces or user content. That's what I read about jQuery or something. Hopefully I get this right, but uh, this is the book number one. I'm trying to prove that HTML and CSS is for website when it's design and build websites. You have to use a build website build website builder like GoDaddy.com or something. Or actually, you must use Webflow for it. That can be designed by itself with codes and per Photoshop only. Instead of instead of only from just plain with buttons around with like GoDaddy.com, you use Webflow for it. HTML and CSS. That's what website building, for designs only, interface. Not much about servers yet, which server is much more harder. But this is book number two, JavaScript and jQuery. JavaScript is wonderful for visual effects, more better for your looks like inside your own website, more better than CSS. If you know how this simulation works, jQuery is something else about more about user stuff, content. Uh, Python. Well, Python. What I set down. What I set down here is. What I set down here is. Python and C Sharp is more art software integrations or game software integrations programming. Like Python also have MEL coding that they own have embedded language, but Python they also have own embedded also have the own embedded language for Maya, which Maya costs around $2,000. Uh, Maya is a 3D animation art to create your own 3D animation game assets. Uh, this is Maya Python trying to tell you that it exists. That for games is my own textbooks. Maya Python for games and films. It's mostly to make your own game assets with more better interfaces that can interact in making your own game assets a bit faster in Maya or inside your own 3D Max. Yeah. Uh, C sharp is Unity. Mostly made for Unity. Um, it's more like a beginner game engine that at least it works. Um, works all right, and at least it works. For it's mostly for college level and a bit of university level. Actually, college and university level is actually pretty great in Unity. Yeah, this is what the software integration or embedded language looks like. In scripting. There's this Unity form that is this is what proof that you have C sharp scripting in it. And C++. At least C++ at least have some server programming. That's how hard it is it. A bit slightly more advanced. Okay, at least you can make good online games with Unreal Engine. Um, at least it works. Um, this is what Unreal Engine looks like. It pays by royalty fees. Yeah, afterwards you get enough amount of money. C++, this is what proved the Unreal Engine have C++. Uh, well, this is so far I didn't tell you before that this is more easy level, this is more hard level. Like C is for robots or engineer or scientist. I forgot to tell you that HTML is easier and it's slowly getting harder and harder and harder. As soon as you get to Java, phone is more good toward the easy side. So toward this side. But server and robot is more toward way this side. It's a big gap down in between Java by a lot. So this is the phone programming trying to prove that Android Studio you have to download by itself. And this is the main activity Java coding file what it looks like. They are proving that you have to know Java to code the Android, not JavaScript. Yeah, to publish in Google Play console games or in Google Play. And phone, where the API, the phone Android phone API or Java, I mean, just use Java and Apple phones or Android phones. You have to use this Java, the ME Java ME embedded API. Is the reason why it's embedded language instead of actual Java language codes is because it's high security that you can't really code that deep into cell phones. You have to be embedded language coding, so you can't really code that much. It's like you're creating a phone app game instead of you actually like more like coding a phone app game, not like coding like the whole um like terminal codes in cell phone like that deeply or something. Like it ends up accidentally hacking someone else or something else. That's why it's embedded. So I can't go that deep. That's the security thing that I believe what it looks like. So Java ME is another edition of Java, which I'm not sure what's the M stand for. It's Java ME. Yeah, micro editions. Yeah, Java platform micro editions mostly for cell phones and stuff like those, and TV and stuff like those. Uh, and this is the server programming from Java EE. Yeah, that you should be um you should be learning this one first. This one first before I learn server code because at the end of this chapter It will teach you a bit of server programming that is real with IP addresses and stuff like those. It's not like PHP that easy at all, or it is not really PHP. Um, yeah, server. This is Java EE, not the Android one. Java EE is for Java is enterprise editions. It means for businesses server side, like you make your own website for shipping automatically and stuff like those with the Canada post codes that can. Like, you just Google search Canada Post API instead, like those. For developers and stuff like those. Google search that and you found some code that for shipping stuff, which I got no clue what it looks like, but it's much more above my level. Like see server, Java EE server, server sent event. Let's say Jagex. Okay, it's not my level, but clients builder, new clients register, build, report program, execute, like those things. ID and stuff. Um, yeah, report ID. Sorry. And this is what Java EE API can Google search it. API. That how hard it looks like. Enterprise. I told you, Enterprise has addictions. Faces. Mail. Look, see, you can mail stuff. JSON is mostly for security stuff. That's it's not security as hacking stuff. It's mostly for recording as a business only inside a server. It's nothing. It's more security business. Like make sure that your customer paid the real amount of money according to which currency of the country you are in. Like mail management, resource security. Yeah. XML is part of the website thing, which I'm not sure what really it does yet. It's just too much stuff at once. Branch, yeah. And Java Standard Edition, that is not for Android or, well, it's mostly for server side. I can tell it while way down here. O ORG, like non-profit organization website domain name. Um, and there's such thing as somewhere down here, I guess, that there's such thing as W3C or something. Yeah, here. W3C is something like start with www.com or something. And there's such thing as cPanel and C something like those. cPanel is for a platform, and C something that's for DNS. That's what I mean. It's a bit confusing. That I'm not there yet, but I don't think so. I'll be there for at least several years after. You just have to practice your mind and being fit and stuff. And Cobra, Cobra 2, 3 portal. And such thing as HTTP instead of HTTP, which this is. I found something about the server program that I trying to analyze what it looks like. There's something such thing as HTTP instead of HTTP S or something. Like there's something about how to host the web's own website in the real server that on the whole entire worldwide. And well, Java Standard Edition not only for server programming, you can also create your own text, numbers, interfaces, 3D animations if you know very advanced like visual effects math, like math down here. Uh, and this is a robot programming that I don't want to discuss too much. It's also Java C, Java down here. Oh, oh, cool. Let's say Java ME. ME. Yes, Java ME is can be Android or robot program as well. That's what I just realized. With Raspberry Pi, it's mostly for. I had down Java Raspberry Pi as well, just to hold some robot. Oh, which that textbook is come. Well, this is Java EE, which is it comes from Java EE come from down this textbook. Um, yeah, see HTTP. Before I said HTTP, but it's something different else that I'm not sure what it really does yet. And this is the Raspberry Pi that I'm seeing that makes the robot. Raspberry Pi. The Internet of Things is actually the server programming that's for remote controllers only. Like the remote controller as the controlling the robot. That's the main idea. Internet of Things means remote controller. That's like the hobby of nickname or something that like those engineers, electronic engineers, saying claiming that Internet of Things is just remote control that control anything, just for fun. It's kind of a nickname or something. That's when you have to use Java and E and stuff like those for robot programming. And SQL, um, I'm trying to do like at least one rare guide that know SQL, that how to code this. It's kind of embarrassing how tough this guy can looks like from Germany. Uh, I don't speak too much about this. How tough it looks like. Uh, that's hilarious. How hard is SQL level? It's something that AI thought triggers by itself by SQL tables, but I have to know at least Excel tables first. Like how does behavior work? Some kind of AI server programming. Uh, formulas, data. Right, right. Oh, insert. So insert pi. That is like kind of. This is not really behavior stuff. It's just to find out who would make faster with the data collection. It was robot one. No, it was the robot four create the most um factory productions. It was the yellow one. Like those things, like percentage. You have to know data management a lot and how life works. I don't want to say too much. Um, and this is the real SQL. This is this is cyber attack is this guy. Worker, but that's embarrassing how hard it looks like. I'm trying to tell you that's how hard program looks like. This is Microsoft SQL. How the real SQL language from Microsoft. I can't find out much. The real SQL. That's so hard that no one does it. It's just the tables that coding through the way or something. Um, this is you should Google search this word Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio and Google search and you found this one. That's the real SQL server programming. And the rest is just like not sure what it does. It's just a bit weird. That's how hard it looks like. And this is the example what the SQL looks like. Yeah, the behavior works like between and like similar no. You just have to know those Boolean statements, true and false, and just somehow find out like don't know what kind of behavior it looks like. Overlaps, match. It's some kind of AI that has curious stuff sometimes, like detect which one is a bad list or good list. Next, peer, first, last, absolute with relative and stuff like that. That's like I don't know how to call. It's just to tell you the dummies book that looks like it's mostly for examples only, and not this one. It looks like for examples and trying to figure out myself if you're actually that smart. Then you have to ask someone for more advice. If it's actually that hard, this is the real textbook that I find out what SQL tables does through AI management behavior. Like selectively found something with AI that with behavior collection, whatever they press inside their own computer and stuff like those. PHP. I tried to solve what's actual PHP about the server. Well, I found a coincidence. It was this. It's net.com. It's .php. It's something to do with security or copyright that I figured out. Copied this image for myself in Komodo security products like antiviruses, software and stuff like those from Komodo that's officially is real. Really like the professional antivirus stuff. It's something that's getting harder and harder programming. That's what I told you. That last is engineering, which I don't think so anyone can make it almost. That's how. Yeah. Uh, Komodo is this one. Yeah, this is when I click product and this thing PHP just popped up. Before it wasn't. See, product and see PHP. It's some kind of security stuff or copyright issue. That's what I believe. Cause that's what I found out, but I'm not sure. I can't find the real textbook that actually has this how teach you how to code this. For example, like this does not open as an image file because when I saved this image file, it was more like a web page. It's something that helps you not to do copyright issues too much. The web page file, which I just don't know what's happening already. Yeah. Uh, for C coding, so the hardest one is um, it's more fun in English. That textbook costs a lot, like 600 Canadian dollars. No, I think it's US dollars. Instead. Yeah, it's US dollars, 600 US dollars. It's slightly more expensive than most of the university textbook from Canada, but sometimes it can go outrageous to 4,000 actually, dollars and stuff like those, and 700. Yeah, it's for engineers. I found this picture in my Hong Kong library that I was going vacationing around. C for engineering and scientists and enterprise approach by Henry H. Chung. Yeah, I think that's around basically it on which language you're supposed to use on or something. Yeah, I have a feeling that I'm just around this level ish. No, I'm trying to learn Android interface a bit more deeper with Java code, but not in server yet. Definitely not server yet. Unless maybe a few years later. Yeah, that's my main goal to make the online game someday if I can. With the real C++ and Unreal Engine at least. Yeah. Yeah, that makes life so much easier with the online games. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm done. See ya.